In this video, we are forecasting yet another active day of severe weather across much of the central U.S. The Storm Prediction Center has put out an enhanced risk of severe weather with a 30% chance of significant damaging winds. Then, we're going to look at the medium range forecast as things are starting to look very interesting on the East Coast. Welcome back, y'all. Ryan Hall here with the weather forecast. First off, before we get started, I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned into the live stream yesterday. We had some really bad connectivity problems. We lost a lot of our viewers because the stream got disconnected. But we eventually sorted everything out, and I think we had a good stream, so thank you guys for being there. Things are kind of looking a little wonky on today's severe weather setup. It's not as solid as we thought it was going to be just a couple days ago, so let me explain everything to you right now. First of all, though, let's take a look at the United States of America right now as I'm filming this video. If we zoom in here, you can see we've got the remnant leftovers of the severe weather that we had yesterday moving through the Kansas City metro right now. We had some severe thunderstorm warnings earlier, and now we're just left with the small little severe thunderstorm watch as this little mesoscale convective system moves through the I-49 region into Missouri, okay? This is going to continue to weaken until it gets around St. Louis and the Lebanon and Springfield and Joplin area later today. Then I believe it's going to try to reconvect and start to cause some more problems later today, okay? And we can take a better look at all that on the weather models. All right, here's the HRRR model, the high resolution rapid refresh model. This is what the radar could look like as we go later on into the day. As you can see right here, we got the date and time always displayed above my head, and what we're looking at here is about 11 a.m. That should be around the time this video goes up, and at that point you can see that we're going to have this convective linear system of storms moving a little bit further east into Missouri, and it does look like the northern part is going to maintain its strength a little bit as that moves towards the St. Louis region, okay? And also western Illinois is also probably going to see a little bit of precipitation from this, maybe even some rumbles of thunder, some strong winds. Looky here, as we get into 1 p.m., that's going to be moving through St. Louis there. Once again, I think the biggest threat here is going to be strong winds. And then in the central parts of this outflow boundary and then the western part as well, we're going to see some more storms start to convect up. We're going to see some rapid intensification of severe weather across southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, and southwestern Missouri. Okay, you can see some of these storms starting to pop up by themselves. Some of these could end up being supercell thunderstorms today that have the tendency for cyclonic rotation. And what that means is that we do have the chance for some naders out there, okay? Once again, I don't see a big tornado outbreak out there today. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center has lowered their probabilities of tornadoes from 10% to 5% today. So, you know, once again, this is looking a little bit less solid than what we originally thought it was going to look. However, from what I'm seeing here on the HRRR model, I do think that we could possibly get a couple discrete supercells out here that could possibly go tornadic, especially later in the day. Let's keep playing this out, okay? You can see a lot of these storms continue to pop up, and they quickly become linear systems here. As we get into about 4 p.m. Eastern time, we had a bunch of little multicellular systems pop up, and now they're congealing into lines, okay? And whenever that happens, these thunderstorms, they have to use the ingredients in the air. If you're just one thunderstorm all by yourself, you've got access to all this moisture, all of this relative helicity, all this stuff is yours for the taking. But if you have to join up with a line of a bunch of other storms, you have to share all that stuff with them, which makes each part of the storm a little bit less intense than what it could be. So once again, if we get linear modes of severe weather today, the main threat is 100% going to be wind, and I think that's going to be the main threat no matter what, because we are definitely going to reach that linear status of these storms eventually, but I think in the beginning we do have to watch out for those supercells to maybe pop up as they move through southeastern Kansas and northern Oklahoma. Okay, check this out. 6 p.m. we've got some more storms forming over here near Altus, Oklahoma, near the Red River region where it meets up with the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. Also have some storms popping up down here in Mexico and southwestern Texas. Once again, these also have a slight chance of becoming little rotators, especially because these have a greater chance of maintaining their discreteness and not becoming linear modes of thunderstorms. Here we go into 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. this evening. We have a big line of severe thunderstorms moving through south central Missouri now working into northwestern Arkansas, central Oklahoma. It does look like around 7 to 9 p.m. is when Tulsa is going to be affected by these storms, and as of right now, it does look like it's going to be a line of storms that's going to be moving through, which drastically decreases the chance for tornadoes, okay? I'm here to help you prepare for the storm, okay? Don't be scared, be prepared, and in fact, there's a much less reason to be scared now than what we originally thought because the tornado probability is going down so significantly. But I do want to say this. I always have to throw this little disclaimer out here, okay? I don't like fear mongering. I don't like to overhype these storms or anything, but I want to make sure it's very clearly known that just because the tornado threat today is slightly lower than it was yesterday does not mean that there will be no tornadoes. All it means is that the conditions are a little bit less favorable for widespread tornado activity. A tornado could still form in your county and go across your street and impact your life today. So anytime that there's any risk of severe weather, it's important that you stay weather aware. It's important that you have a NOAA weather radio or some sort of weather app or some sort of way of getting weather warnings on a day like today, okay? It's a good news that we're going to have much less of a tornado threat because these storms are going to be linear, but tornadoes happen in lines of storms all the time. And a lot of times those are the tornadoes that are unpredicted and you know, nobody expected it. And oh my God, there was little to no warning. Make sure that you have some way of getting warnings today, and then make sure you have a plan in place to where if that warning is placed, you know exactly what to do from wherever you're located, all right? But there's no need to panic today if you live out here because once again, I'm not expecting a widespread tornado outbreak or anything like that. But now another thing to think about is whenever these storms do become linear and they're pushing down to the south, especially right here in central Oklahoma into southeastern Oklahoma, also northwestern Arkansas into central Arkansas, the winds are going to be pretty significant right here. There are some places that are going to see hurricane force winds today, okay, with these thunderstorms. That's winds in excess of 70 miles an hour or more. We could see 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts in some places today. And, you know, a weak tornado has 80-mile-an-hour winds. So even if you don't see a tornado today, we could still see damaging winds that are equivalent to weak tornadoes. So, you know, a lot of people get super hung up on the tornado threat, and if there's no tornadoes, I'm not going to worry about it. That can't be your mindset, especially on a day like today where we could have a very strong convective linear system of storms moving through, and we get some very strong straight line winds on the front side of it. You can see all this other convection over here on the Kentucky, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee border. This right here is mostly going to be heavy rain. We might have some small hail over here, but there's really not a lot of energy for these to work with, especially because of all the stratiform rain behind it. It's kind of just disturbing that sharp cold pull that we need to get this line to continue to convect up like it is down here. So yeah, the main threats for severe weather is going to be in central Oklahoma today, and then let's keep pushing this forward. It's going to cross into northeastern Texas around 2 a.m. tonight, and then once again, this is the main threat's going to be a wind, and then once it gets into the deep south, Louisiana, Mississippi there, we're mainly going to be talking about wind, and then it's just going to fizzle out pretty quickly, as you can see here. And then let's check out what's going to happen next. We do have a slight risk of severe weather for the next day, as along the outflow boundary, along the southern side of that colder pool of air that we have up here, we are going to see some more storms convect on Friday. Here we go, 6 p.m. Friday, 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. You can see these actually look pretty significant and will probably be supercellular in nature in south central Texas here. And I think the biggest threat that we're going to see with these storms is more than likely hail. All right, these are going to be big time hailers. Got lots of cold air aloft coming in down here, pushing up against warm air. We've got big time updrafts. Let me look at something here. The low level jet stream is decent in some of these areas, so we'll have to watch that. There might be a little bit of a tornado threat down there too on Friday, so we're going to continue to watch that closely, and we're going to play this all the way out. And there you go. That's what the short term forecast looks like in the central United States. Now let's go over to the east and let's check out how these storms are going to affect the East Coast, because now, you know, it's something that we do. We got to talk about the East Coast or the eastern part of the United States, even though for like literally 2 months there, we never had anything to say about this area because nothing was going on. These storms are going to be moving into Illinois, you know, during the heating of the day today. Some of these storms might be a little on the strong side, but we're not expecting much in the way of severe weather. You can see also late tonight into the early morning hours on Friday, we're going to have some of these storms making it into western Tennessee, but they are going to very quickly dissipate and kind of just go away before they do anything significant. Now, interestingly, this area, this piece of energy, as it moves to the east tomorrow on Friday, is going to probably interact with some warmer and more unstable air in eastern Kentucky, West Virginia, eastern Tennessee, North Carolina, you know, that area there. And we might actually see some thunder boomers tomorrow on Friday. The chance of severe weather here in West Virginia, Eastern Tennessee is pretty low, but I definitely wouldn't, disregard these storms. There's definitely the chance for some small hail in West Virginia, and probably even the chance for some torrential downpours of rain, maybe even some damaging wind in Eastern Tennessee tomorrow as this storm kind of whips through here and convects up with some of these increased dew points and stuff. And even on the backside of that low pressure system, we might see some more storms pop up in central Kentucky, around the Lexington, Louisville region, around 8 p.m. And we might even see some more big time thunder boomers over in Washington, D.C. You guys saw a decent storm yesterday. Maybe we'll see another one on Friday there as that moves through. But for the most part, on the East Coast, especially in New York City, New Jersey, Philadelphia, the Delmarva Peninsula, all these areas are just going to be seeing some heavy rain out of this as this low pressure system moves off to the east. But we do need the rain. Finally, we are starting to see rain in the in the eastern part of the United States again, and that's kind of what I want to take a look at on the medium range forecast. All right, here's the Euro model. We're going to take a look out into the future here and see what else is in store for us. Here we are on Sunday, and check this out. We are going to have another storm system pop up here in the plains on Sunday into Monday. This could be another severe weather maker, another plain severe weather maker. I don't think that's going to be a widespread severe weather outbreak, but a decent little setup for some photogenic storms. Now watch this. As we get into June 2nd, the beginning of June here, look at all this moisture. Oh my God, can you just feel, it's like taking a drink of water after being outside all day in the hot sun. I can feel the refreshness already pouring over me, and we're going to have the possibility to see pop-up showers and thunderstorms all throughout this period. And I think a lot of us are going to get out of our drought cycle, and we're just going to enjoy the cooler days and the rain here on the East Coast. Look at this. On Friday, June 4th, we're possibly going to see a significant amount of moisture in place from West Virginia all the way down through the Carolinas into Florida. You can also see that the Gulf of Mexico is starting to get really moist and juicy too, and there's actually a little bit of a tropical system down here on the southern side of Mexico. Look at that. Oh wow! I actually just now noticed that. I haven't been paying attention to the tropics much, but that is a 969 millibar low pressure system. That's actually pretty interesting there. It's stuff like that we're going to have to be looking for in the Atlantic, in the Gulf, as we go into the future here, because we are actually getting into hurricane season. I know some of you guys are interested in that. I know we got a lot of people in Florida that watch, a lot of people in North Carolina that watch. So we will definitely be doing the same thing here year round. I mean, blizzards, hurricanes, tornadoes, I don't care what it is. We're tracking them here on the Ryan Hall Y'all YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And really, I'm just scrubbing through this and just showing you how much moisture is going to be available across the East Coast over the next week or so. Every day, there's going to be a chance for some rain in your area, because we're going to be in a situation where we're going to have really high temperatures, high dew points, and you get those popcorn showers and thunderstorms every once in a while. It's average summer weather for us out here. And then our next big storm system looks like it's probably going to be trying to come through on Tuesday, June 8th. We got a low pressure system up there in Wisconsin, right next to the upper peninsula of Michigan, a 1004 millibar low pressure system that's probably going to try to convect some more strong storms in a linear fashion here from Texas through Oklahoma, through Missouri, Iowa, all the way up into possibly Ontario there in Canada. And we'll see that come through. And yeah, well, look, we even got some rotation here, maybe a little remnant tropical system trying to stir up some more rain showers in the southeast here as we go forward. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to show you how we're breaking the cycle of the heat wave and the constant just drought conditions over here in the southeast. All right, that's all the weather talk I have for you today. Now, am I going to be going live this evening? I don't know, okay? I don't want to go live for every single severe weather outbreak. I've already told you guys this, and I kind of explained why it goes against the YouTube algorithm. I am not a fan of the YouTube algorithm, trust me, but I have to play by their rules if we're going to help people in the future, okay? So if the Storm Prediction Center ups that tornado probability back up to 10%, or if there is a moderate risk of severe weather today for wind or hail or anything, I will be going live this evening. But even if I don't, it's okay. Follow me on Twitter. I'll be posting live updates over there, and just make sure you have some way of getting weather warnings today. You will be okay. Don't be scared. Be prepared. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.